All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listens to Leads. Welcome to the call. Sorry to be a minute late. We got a lot to go through today. And I actually like to start off on the homepage. So let me know where you're coming in from. Norma, welcome. Totally new to this L2L. Norma, here's the deal. If you need a quick walkthrough with one of our support people or somebody else, let me know. We can always set that up. 15 to 20 minutes. Don't overdo it. There's a lot to the system. If you just can learn one or two things to get you going, you're going to absolutely be in good hands. And that's for everybody, right? You can't learn. Oh my God. I hate signing up for new programs. I really do. I hate it because it's just, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm trying to get done. Support for so many companies, just absolutely the worst. All right. Don't sit there and keep our support people on the phone for an hour and a half because you're just going to forget everything. But if you can just figure out what are the couple of things I want to get done, and then just regularly get in here, attend our trainings, and you're going to rock. You're going to be really good. And that's true for everybody. And Cheryl, thank you so much. Absolutely love that. We get the good love from our clients. That's absolutely phenomenal. Today, I got 3 big things I want you to pay attention to. One is going to be, we've got an email. So when you log into Listings to Leads, and if you scroll down just scroll down on the dashboard, just scroll down, and there's a section called Database Email Blast. Now, what's the date today? All right. Yesterday, I made an announcement that we just dropped in 2 emails. All right. One for your buyer leads, one for your seller leads. Here's the bad news. The Fed's going to be cutting rates probably while we're on this call. We are going to be getting out another email, hopefully within the hour, to update this. So if you've not sent these out yet, don't worry about it. It's going to be too late. All right. That's whatever. It's no problem. Because we're going to have another email as an update, like breaking news. And our resident mortgage broker, CPA, director of finance, who's on our team, is going to be writing that up. She's already got the draft done. She's just going to be updating it and finessing it. But for all of you, just so you can see how it's going to work later, in the mastermind group, I did make an announcement. So if you want to go on and comment and like that post, or just a little bit later, come check right here. Breaking. So I just said, hey, leave a comment here. Comment. That way, when I update this post, you'll know, hey, this live in my account. Let me just show you how it works. So that way you don't have to know how it works later. All you're going to do is click on the subject line, and you should be able to read the subject line and know, is this for my seller leads? Is this for my buyer leads? You can send it through Listings to Lead. For someone like Norma, who, so Tim, there you go. Fed just dropped to 25 basis points. So probably by the time we are done at this call, that should be live in your account. What we do, right? Just like always, it sits in the editor, mortgage rate. So this is from 2 days ago, and we put in next steps. Okay. So in this one here for the sellers, right, we mentioned thinking about selling in the next year. Let's connect for a quick review of your home's value and discuss timing. And then it says, reply back, let me know if you'd like a copy of my 100-point home marketing plan. For those of you that are new, like Norma, that is in your account. I'll show you where that is in this call a little bit later, but everybody has a 100-point home marketing plan flip book, PDF that you could just grab without even doing a thing. And I'll show you where it is. So if somebody does reply back, don't freak out. Don't freak out about, oh my God, how am I going to prepare that? That seems pretty crazy. I'll show you where it is, and you can either send them the PDF or you can just send them the link to the flip book. I would do the flip book. The PDF is a pretty big attachment to try to send. So I can send this and I can edit it however I want. If I want to change that call to action, I can. And then I can send it through Listings to Leads, schedule or send. I can send a test email. And it's just as easy. If you're going to send it to your CRM, there is a copy code function up here, right there. But if you just copy that email, and you could go to Follow Up Boss, you could go to Constant Contact, Lofty, Sierra, right? And go to where you're going to send an email blast. All right. So I'll just show you, I'll pretend this is Follow Up Boss. All CRMs kind of work the same way. And you're just going to navigate in your CRM or email provider where it is that you send out emails. And here I'm going to give a subject line. I'll just say Fed cut 25 basis points, whatever the subject line is going to be. And then all you have to do is just paste it in. So in literally 5 seconds, you've got an email that you can now send out to your database, either through your CRM, through our CRM. And there will be, so it's going to be 2 emails, one for buyer leads, one for seller leads. This is the one for the buyer leads. Your window to buy is open, right? So it's pretty apparent. That's for the buyer leads. And here you go. And again, so it's in the editor. The call to actions here are to get down payment assistance help, get a list of price reduced homes, and then next up, if you're not pre-approved, so on and so forth. All right. So if you're on this call, when I put in the mastermind group, by the time we get off, you know how to do it now. If you have any questions, let me know. I can come back to this a little bit later. I don't mind staying a little bit long if there's questions. So that is not a problem. The other thing I want to mention is our expired. So if you've not gotten into taking advantage of our expired stuff, typically when you log into your account, there's going to be a pop-up. We've also got some stuff about it in the mastermind group. I believe it is a featured post. Yeah, right here. So in the mastermind group, and I'll show you how to get here a little bit later, expired 30-day challenge daily huddle, convert expires into listings. So if you click in either one of these, get more information. I just had a woman on the call this morning. She just got a listing and I pinged her. So I'm hoping to find out how she got that listing. I'm pretty sure it was an expired listing. She said, we do 2 calls a day, 2 huddles a day. It's a little bit informal. And what I do is 7 a.m. Pacific where I'm at. It's 10 a.m. East Coast, and then 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. East Coast. I get on for about 30 to 45 minutes. I chastise you for not calling expireds or reaching out to them. We've got the complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold. One of our clients called up 5 expireds out of the MLS, got a listing. In fact, I believe he's signing it today or tomorrow, almost $1 million. And he was meeting with the husband, the man, and they had a good talk, right? He called the husband up. He's doing 60 days out. So he's not calling expireds that are just expired. He's calling expireds that are 60 days out, and left a message. The guy called back. He went to visit him, brought this, and the husband, I don't even think he showed it to the husband until the wife came up. And then the wife saw it and she was looking through it and she's, oh my God, this is like amazing. And she invited him in, right? And they all sat down at the kitchen table and walked through everything. And he's signing the listing, I guess, today or tomorrow. And we've got these coming out for canceled, standard seller leads, and FSBOs in the next few days, because I'm getting so many requests from people that they want these to send to standard seller leads, to send to FSBOs. Yeah, Neil, that's going to be the standard one, right? So that'll be the standard one. And because you can always print them yourself, but it's a bear and it's no cheaper. And the quality of these are better. And the goal is you want to go through 20, 30, 40 of these a month minimum. And I'm telling you, you are going to absolutely love it. And so what I'm trying to do in these daily huddles is make sure that I'm helping you stay on point. If you got any questions, right? Somebody said that they were going after expireds that were brand new. And I let her know, don't do that. All right. You don't want to go after the expireds that just expired, because they are being called by 200 agents every day for the first couple of 3 days. That's what everybody and their mother, all right, is calling these expireds the day after they expire. And it just gets the expired homeowner annoyed to all get out. And so they just typically just get mad and they're yelling at the agents. And you're the fourth person with that same script that's called me. I've heard that before in some of these masterminds where the agent's like, I use the script that you gave me to a coach, not me, to a coach. I don't do that kind of stuff. And he's like, that wasn't very fun to have to listen to the expired homeowner yell at me. So he's having, and this is other people too. Another client door knocked, got the listing signed. I'm interviewing a client tomorrow, 3 listings in the last month or so. So I'm going to find out from her what she's been doing as well to get that. Is this door drop by mail expect? Yeah, that's what I would do. And in fact, in the huddles, we go through. So for example, right, getting an envelope, because if you door knock, they may or may not be home. And so I want to have a plan. And we go through the cover sheet. We go through it's called a trash sheet. We go through the envelopes. And so join us at the 7 a.m. or 4 p.m. Pacific, 10 a.m., 7 p.m. East Coast time, and everything in between. Get into the mastermind group, ask support for the link to those. But it's also, again, when you log in, there's that pop-up, and that link if you click the image in the pop-up, it'll take you to where you can register for the next call for that. All right. Neil says I've been yelled at before. So yeah, that's hilarious. So Neil, pay attention in the mastermind group, and you'll see a link in the next day or two where you can order again. Expireds are live now. We're going to make canceled available, FSBOs available, and then the standard 100-point home marketing plan, because we're getting a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to get these to my seller leads as well, so that they don't go with somebody else and forget about me. So I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be absolutely huge. All right. So we talked about the email blast. That's going to be live in a bit. We talked about the expireds. Number 3, and none of you have seen this, so please pay attention today. I will be going over it a number of times. We're going to go through listings, and then I'm going to do home values. Like, whatever. I'm going to go through price reduced landing page, and I'll pick another one. So pay attention here, because we're seeing really good success with what I'm going to share with you for lead engagement off of the Facebook lead ads. And that is, we now have more custom questions. So when the person clicks on a Facebook ad, and let me just bring up a Facebook ad first so you can see what I am talking about. And let me see. I'll do this pending one. So let me bring this ad up. Give me a second here. Let's bring it up. And let's just walk through the ad first. I believe I've got it teed up, hopefully. Right. And this is not part of the training. I'm just navigating to show you something. So give it a second here. This is good. Thank you for creating these resources. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. And the goal of it's a 30-day challenge. Don't worry about the challenge itself per se. The goal is that you develop the habits and the skills to make this a natural part of your daily business, so that, because I'm telling you, expireds, cancels, withdrawals, and FSBOs, if you can get those 4 buckets of people at a high level, you're not going to have to worry about listings, and you're not going to have to worry about buyers. So check out this ad, pending in Rockland. Hold on a second. I've already done that one. Let me archive it. Let me hit yes. Sorry about this. Let me just see if let me just try one more. And if not, we'll just create the ad and I'll show you that way. But I would rather I'd rather show you how the ad works, because then when I show you how to do it, it'll make a lot more sense. So again, this is not part of the training. No, this is not going to work either. I'm trying to navigate to show you something here. Again, so here's the deal. It's the idea of using custom questions to help your follow-up get at a higher level. Let's try this one. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So imagine somebody sees your ad. So here's an ad for a listing, right? New homes coming soon to Folsom. Experience Folsom's newest community of modern homes. So this is an ad, right, for a listing for new construction coming soon to Folsom. And when people click the ad, notice there are 2 questions, and they're both customizable. Or you can what's your time frame to buy? So this is a buyer ad. I'm gonna say just dreaming. And then check out the second one. See if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. Yes. Both of these questions are changeable. So we got a number of questions that you can select from. If you've got another one that you think would be great to use, by all means, put it in the mastermind group. I'd love to check it out, maybe add it to our selection of these questions for you. Because when you follow up with leads and you refer to the fact that if they said yes, and then I'm going to show you here in the lead notification. So you're going to get the lead notification email, and it's going to tell you, what did he put for time frame to buy? Right here. He put just dreaming. Okay. Typically, when somebody says they are just dreaming, it means they're a first time home buyer. They do not understand the home buying process. And so you're going to have to educate them a little bit, right? Let them know how it works. Phenomenal. But right here, see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. Yes. Now, what does that mean for my follow-up? So when I follow up with them, I'm going to refer to the fact. So I would say something like, hey, hey, Neil, this is Scott. And you responded to my ad at 5515 Ambient Way in Folsom. And I saw that you like to get some down payment assistance and see about zero down options for buying a home in the area. And I just wanted to follow up with you and get that information to you. You are going to find we are seeing 2 to 3x lead engagement from this. We have other questions. I'll walk those through with you as well. But this could be a phenomenal way to better engage leads. And you're going to find some people that already own a home that maybe don't qualify for down payment assistance, but at least you can now get into conversation. You can walk them through the qualifications, see if they do qualify or not. If maybe they qualify, what I would do is turn them over to my lender partner. Makes sense? So that they can get that information. Absolutely. And then for the seller leads, check this out. And we're going to walk through it. For the seller leads, the default question now, so very similar. What is your time frame to sell? Just thinking. And would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Yes or no? If you get a yes, phenomenal. Right now, when I call up and I say, hey, Neil, this is Scott. And you responded to my ad on that pending listing in 333 Main Court in Rockland. And I noticed that you're just thinking about selling, but that you might be open to selling if you got the right price. What price are you thinking? Oh, I'm thinking $850,000. Oh, that's awesome. That could be very reasonable. If you got 5 minutes at some point in the next few days for me to stop over and just take a quick look, I can let you know if I think that you might be able to get that. That might be something that one of my buyers might be interested in. Do you see how that works? Does everybody see how these questions can really help your follow-up? Because now they're going to be responding to something of value to them, right? They're going to be responding to something of value to them so that your follow-up can now address that. And now you're going to get way better engagement. And in this call today, I'm going to walk you through how to edit that, how to change them. It's super, super easy. I know we all like to make things more complicated than it needs to be. So I want to make sure that you understand just how easy this is before we get off this call today. So with that, let's just go back to listings, and we'll do listings and we'll do a landing page. All right. We'll do price reduced, and then I'll figure out what seller landing page to do too. All right. But now keep in mind, in fact, I've seen this just in the last week or two in quite a few mastermind groups where people are coming in and saying the best way to generate seller leads is to generate buyer leads, because a lot of the buyer leads have a home to sell. With that said, let's go through here, and I'm going to find a listing to market. Now, if you don't have a listing to market, borrow one from another agent. All right. If you're with EXP or Keller Williams, maybe, or some of these companies, you can market anybody's listing in that company without even asking. If you're with an independent or something, ask your broker. I have seen people borrow listings and generate hundreds of leads and get business from it. It can be an old listing. The only thing I would say is you want to pick a listing that has good photos, that's in a good part of the market. So I call it the meat of the market, to where not too expensive where it's just looky-loos, or too low where you're just getting a bunch of tire kickers and investors. I want something in a good area with good photos at a good price point. And even if it's been on the market for a month, it doesn't matter, because when you market it, even if the other agent is the listing agent, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be different people seeing it. And so ask me some questions in the mastermind group, or here if you have questions on that. If you don't know how to borrow a listing from another agent, talk to your broker. They're going to love you. But click market listing. You'll be in the overview. I'm going to click Facebook and Instagram ads, and that's going to pop up. And there we go. I'm trying to find my cursor. So location's going to autofill. So what we have done is we brought Facebook into listings to leads. You don't need to go to Facebook anymore. You don't need to worry about all of that stuff. And yeah, James, dude, watch what I'm going to do. This is where, now follow-up is always going to be, you got a time block every day to call these leads back. All right. If you're not doing that, if you're just relying on email or AI to do it for you, got to call every day. The top people that I talk to that are converting leads, they time block maybe 30 to 60 minutes a day. I know my wife is a mortgage broker. She's running ads. I'm going to show you one of her ads here in a minute, or a little bit. Dude, she's talking to new leads almost every day. In fact, pretty much every day she's talking to leads. And I keep telling them, like, oh my God, you got to do a video, because she has such great conversations. But anyways, granted, so it's going to autofill location. And let me get that out of there. So it's going to autofill location of the listing. I would recommend just leaving that. Don't add to it. Radius will be 15. Again, don't touch it. Lifetime budget. And 35 is just the bare minimum. It's fine, but if you got the ability to up it, I would. All right. Around $7 to $10 a day is a really good price point. The problem most people have with lead conversion is you're not generating enough leads, right? If you're generating 1 or 2 leads every couple of days, of course, lead conversion's hard. You really want to be generating 2 to 3 leads minimum a day. That's just how it works. It's a numbers game. All right. It's a numbers game. But what I'm going to show you next, James, so pay attention to this, because this is where your engagement is going to get better, I think. So check this out. The image is customizable. I can put a video here, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Advanced options. Click advanced options, create new form. All right. So let me show you that again. If I just click create ad, that's fine. You're off and running. But I want to change that question in the lead ad so that my follow-up is going to be even better. So check this out. Advanced options, create new form. All right. Easy, right? Advanced options, create new form. And then it's obvious. Form questions. And now here are all the questions I got available. So name, email, and phone. We want to keep that. All right. Keep that. What is your time frame to buy? I do like that one. And then the default right now is, would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? So James, check this out. If you're borrowing listings like you said you were, you might offer, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Now in your follow-up, if people say yes to that, they want a list of price reduced homes. So now when you follow up with them, whether you leave a voicemail, you send a text, you send an email, hey Scott, this is James from XYZ Realty, and you requested a list of price reduced homes for sale via my ad on Facebook for 15 Ambient Way. And I just want to find out, what area would you like that listed for? Don't ask them for a bunch of stuff yet. All right. So don't ask a bunch of questions right now. Don't ask them what area, what price range, what size, you're just going to turn them off, and they're not going to reply because they don't have time for this. All you'd want to do in the follow up on this one is just to say, hey, again, this is James, and you requested a list of prejudice homes for sale off my Facebook ad on whatever this address was, 15 Ambient Way. And I just want to find out, what area are you looking in? That's it. That way, it's as easy for them to give you a one-word answer. All right, a one-word answer. Then when they reply to you, all right, now they say, looking at Folsom. Okay, great. Now you've got a little bit going in there. Now you can say, great. What price range and bedroom, bathroom minimums are you looking for? Now you're going to get into a better conversation there. Make sense? Really, everyone's saying no to the PDF. That's funny. A lot of people are getting yes to that, to be honest with you. So if you're getting a lot of no's, but don't worry about it, because now you see how you can change these questions up. The one that you saw, for example, here, see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. All right. That would be a great one, especially if the home isn't too expensive. Now, if it's a luxury home, I would not be using that one. But if it's a mid-level home, that could be a great one. All right. That could be an absolute phenomenal question to ask, because I'm seeing over 80% of people say yes to that. Maybe not 90, but I'm seeing over 80% are saying yes to that question. And before I run this ad, or quickly thereafter running it, I would definitely get with my lender and say, hey, in fact, you might even get your lender to pay half of the ad. Neil, do you have a lender that you work with? I'm sure you do, Neil. You've been around for a while. So Neil, if you got a lender, I would say, hey, whatever your lender's name is, Frank, say, hey, Frank, check this out. I'm going to be running some ads, and in the ad, it's going to ask them, what is their time frame to buy? And would you like to see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance? What I want to do, Frank, the lender, is when people say yes to that, I want to send them to you to qualify, because you're going to be able to have a better conversation than I am. So do you want to split that ad cost with me? Maybe do $50 from your lender, $50 from you. Now you got $100 ad running out there. Even better. And any of you, or I'll tell you, let's just keep going here. So then click create new form. Don't add, you can add like 3 questions, but if you do, your lead, a lot of people are going to fall off. So if you add a different question, take off a question, because we don't want to have, and we're going to walk through this more. So don't worry if you're not getting it yet. We're going to walk through this more. And then just turn off advanced options and create ad. That easy. Now that ad, when people click it, just like you saw a little bit earlier, they're going to click the ad. The ad's going to say, what is your time frame to buy? They're going to say dreaming 1 to 3, 3 to 6. And then it's going to say, would you like information on zero down or down payment assistance programs? Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Make sense? All right, let's go ahead and turn that off. Now let's go to a pending listing. A pending or sold, this next one will be phenomenal. And I think this one's set up by default. This next question, we just changed it like a couple of days ago. And keep in mind, if any of you have a buyer in contract, you can add that listing to listings to leads as pending. We've had people do that before, and they actually have gotten listings before the original listing closes escrow. Not too long ago, a client was in contract. Her buyer was in contract. She was the selling agent. She added the listings to her account, right? And then she did some marketing. She did a Facebook ad. She did the nearby homeowner letter, and she got a listing before the listing her buyer was in contract on closed. Phenomenal. All right. Linda, Linda, did you get your booklets done yet? I can't remember if you got those done. So anyways, just curious, do you run these ads to see if they work, or you just, yeah, I run ads. My wife is a mortgage broker, and I'll show you her ad here in a little bit. She's actually doing down payment assistance, but yeah. So just like I said, do it this way and you're going to see much better engagement. So for the pending, here we go. Market listing, Facebook ads, and it's going to pop up. It's going to autofill location. I know the market is super slow right now, but this is still going to be a phenomenal way to get leads and engage. Lead cost is still like in the $4 to $5 range. Some areas are a little bit more, and that's just the area. But I'm going to walk you through what to do if your ads are too expensive and what to do if they're coming in at a really good price. Okay. So for any seller ad, so pending, sold, a seller guide, a seller landing page, like what is your home worth, iBuyer, and so on, the lead form is default to what I'm going to show you. So again, it's going to autofill location, right? Lifetime budget of 50. I'm going to change that to 100. Start and end date. Now, 50 would be like the minimum, but 100. Start and end date will be 1 week. Again, I can change the text. For pending and sold, I might put something like is now pending with, I know this isn't happening a lot, but just so you get the point, with 3 offers in 27 days. Or you could put, for example, is now pending from my 100 plus point home marketing plan that got this home over 24,000 views and is expected to close soon. So just to show you some ideas of what you could change here, right? Again, I can change the template. I can change the image to a video. I can retarget my current leads. It's still going to show it to new leads, but just it'll put your past leads. And this is leaving that checked is a great way to make sure people never miss you, right? You got that for buyer ads, you got it for seller ads, but let's go. And you can do custom audience, which whatever. I don't want to say it's overrated, but I think especially for a listing like this, I would just leave it no custom audience. But again, we got advanced options. So check this out. Create new form. And then form questions. Name, email, and phone number are going to be default. And I'm sorry. And what is your time frame to sell? So you see that right there. That's the 4th one. And would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? So that's going to be the default question. You don't have to, if you're good with this one, then just leave it as is. And I think another good one could be, see how AI can help you sell your home faster for top dollar. That could be cool. Check your home's value and selling options, no obligation, could be a good question. Get your home's value and instant cash offer options. What I wanted to do here was I wanted to combine a normal seller ad with a cash offer option, because going after a cash offer directly, if you're to run an ad that said, hey, get a cash offer option on your home right now, that is a very expensive lead. Pending and just sold come in a lot cheaper, anywhere from $8 to $12 each. And so how can we give that person that's typically a homeowner coming through, how can we offer them some value through the Facebook lead ad? Again, and our follow-up is going to match up with that. All right. That is just above and beyond what everybody else is doing. I don't think there's too many people that are doing this. All right. There's not too many people that are doing this. So if I like, would you sell your home in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? All right. I'm going to leave it on. And again, once I get done with those questions, I'm just going to close it and I'm going to hit create ad. And it's literally that easy. All right. So any questions? Does everybody here feel a little bit comfortable, and do you understand why those custom questions are important? Let me know if all of that makes sense to you, because I think when you're comfortable playing around with those questions, and then you make sure, in fact, let me bring up this one, let me bring this one over again. So now when I generate a lead, time frame to sell, all right, just thinking whatever, but this is the one I'm really geared into or keyed in on. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Yes. Damn. Now, right now, when I call them up, like I said, I already role played it a little bit ago, but now when I call up, I'm going to say again, something like, "Hey, Neil, this is Scott. And you responded to my ad on 303 Main Court that's pending in Folsom. And I saw that you'd be open to selling you might be open to selling your home in the next few months. If you got the right price, what price are you looking for?" And they're going to say 20 million bucks. And I'm going to say, "Great. Let me know when you got 5 minutes for me to come by real quickly, check the home out, see if it's appropriate for that price point that you're looking for so that I can let you know. And then I can let my buyers know and see what we can do with you. Because now I can better get over to their house, take a look at it, talk to them. Are you looking for a cash offer? Do you want to sell off market? Do you want to go to market and have a good price point on this? Because depending on what they say, but you're now going to be able to have a much better conversation with people. What do you mean? What pages? They run on your business page. Yeah. So if you see here, I'll click on view. And so it'll be your business page. So when you sign up for Listings to Leads or you go through the Get Started wizard, and I'll show you where that is in a minute here in your account where you can set this. But yeah, whatever your business page is where that will run. Yeah. It won't be ours. It'll be yours. So it'll say something like Evan divorce, 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 divorce. I apologize if I'm butchering your name. I'm not too smart sometimes, but you get the point. In fact, let's click show ad. And let's take a look at that ad. Oh, that was me and my little kids a long time ago. So here's that ad pending in Rockland. I click, what is your time frame to sell? And then, would you sell in the next 1 to 3? No, I would not. Maybe if the price is right. If anybody has any thoughts on how to make these better, new questions that you want to add, let me know. Get into the mastermind group, leave a comment. I will evaluate it. And if it looks like a great question, we can add it pretty quickly. No, when you run an ad, all right, when you do a social media post, then yeah, if they're not on your Facebook page, they're never going to see it. When you do an ad like what I'm talking about, Facebook, all right, what they do is they got the algorithm. All right, we've all heard the algorithm. So Facebook uses the algorithm, AI algorithm, and all of it together, and they find people in your area plus 15 miles that they think would be people that would click on it and be interested in it, and they show it to those people. So with what we're showing here, with all of these things I'm showing you, Facebook is going to go and find people that they think would be interested and appropriate for that ad, and they're going to show it to them. Does that make sense? Yeah. So Evan, does that make sense? So yeah, no, you don't have to worry about anything. Facebook is going to do all of that for you. Awesome. Yeah. And I know I've been doing this for so long, so sometimes I just skip over things that I think are obvious, but thank you for the question because I'm sure there's been a few other people on the call today that had that same question. Awesome. And just to point out before we move on, coming soon, just listed, active. It could be my listing, a borrowed listing. We got pending. We got just sold selling agent. That's where your buyer is in contract. Just sold listing agent. Other statuses that you don't market an expired. This is to target an expired homeowner with my 100-point home marketing plan, canceled and FSBO, right? I got the listing presentation coming up. So I added this listing to my account so that I can show that homeowner my marketing plan to get their home sold. Right? Every single image in here is of their home. So when they see this, I'm going to win every listing. They scan the QR code, they send a text, right? The home pops up on their phone. It's a slam dunk. I got that listing all day long. And we got that for canceled. We got it for expireds. We got it for FSBOs. And yeah. So anyways, let's go to landing pages. Here's the deal. You can do home value. People respond to pending and sold listings a lot more than now. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna show you how to convert or change a what is your home worth landing page into a quasi pending. So hold on, but let's do a price reduce first. So we got 3 different price reduced landing pages. Price reduced, steal your dream home, price reduced, select area, and price reduced with PDF guide. So you can look at all these later. I'll just walk through one of them. I will click on marketing tools. You don't need to edit the landing pages. They're good to go. Excuse me. They're ready to go, completely editable. So I can change the images and the backgrounds and the lead forms. I can change everything, but you don't need to. Notice we're on lead ads by default. The only thing that's different here is now I got to type in the location. And I'll show you the landing page after we walk through the ad, okay? So Folsom, plus 15 miles, lifetime budget, I'm going to say 50. I can change the text. I can change the image. In fact, for the text, I might put attention home buyers. Get the most updated list of prices home for sale now, along with, if not everybody does this, so we don't put it in there by default, but with 0 down and down payment assistance programs. When sellers lower their selling price, you may have more. All right. Now, again, I can just click create ad, but let's click advanced options and let's take a look at those questions. Because the more you see me do this, the more comfortable you're going to be doing this on your own. So advanced options, create new form. Now let's go look at all those questions that we got available by clicking form questions. And notice name, email. If you look at the little screenshot over here to the right, full name, email, and phone number, that's the second step on that lead form. If I click 1, you'll see, what is your time frame to buy? Would you like my ultimate guide to buying a home right now or default? And I want to change that second one. So I like what is your time frame to buy, but let's just play around with this a little bit. I'm going to turn both of those off and I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. And I might see if you qualify for, and let's see, what else do we got here? I'm going to say, what is your desired price range? This would be open, and this would have a drop down with predefined options. You can see what they are. So options are 1 to 2, 2 to 3, so on and so forth. And this one would just be a blank form field. So I might do that one. And now when I scroll back up, what is your desired price range? See if you qualify for 0 down, because now, right? And I'll show you the landing page so it makes a little bit more sense. People may or may not fill out the landing page. The landing page is almost inconsequential, to be honest, because once they go through the Facebook lead ad, I've got their name, email, phone number, and the whatever replies to these 2 questions, right? In this case, it's going to be, they're filling out they clicked on an ad for a list of price reduced homes for sale. And then I asked them, what is their desired price range, and see if you qualify. But I like, to be honest, I just, what is your time frame to buy? What is your time frame to buy? But it's all in your follow-up, because if you think about the questions if you think about water running down a hill, right? There's water on the top of the mountain and there's the lake at the bottom. The water is going to try to take the least effort to get to the bottom as possible. And think of these questions as like that pathway from where that water is up here to the lake. And I don't want the water meandering around and seeping into the ground. That's called not being able to connect with my leads. So I want to have these questions be as engaging as possible. So, what works for Linda, what works for Evan, maybe two different things because Evan's going to have one conversation that he's very strong in or that he feels compelled and very confident with. Linda may have something else going on that she's motivated by. And that's why I say, if you got any other ideas for these questions, let us know because I don't have the click create form. Once I select it, click create new form. But yeah, I'm not the end all be all on this stuff across the board. All right. Some of our best ideas come from our clients. That's why we love you guys. Which ones did you suggest for a 1 point? Evan, hold on to that thought. I'll get back to you on that one. So once we got that, close advanced options again, create ad. And now I got a ad for a list of price reduced homes for sale. And so I run this ad as well with the list of price reduced homes for sale. And again, this is a great ad for a lender agent partner where, again, run that ad with that question. That's a phenomenal ad because now in my follow up, excuse me, let me show you, let me show you the landing page. And then that way the whole flow makes sense. So this is the landing page they're going to land on. They may or may not fill it out. Right? Half the time they don't fill out the landing page, and that's totally fine. Sometimes they do, and that's fine as well. Because even if they go from the ad to the landing page and don't fill it out, I've got their name, I got their email, I got their phone number, and I got the answers to the 2 questions that I added or that are going to be in the ad. In the case of the one that we just did, it was, what is your time frame to buy? And would you like 0 down or down payment assistance options? So what do I know? I know they want a list of price reduced homes. I know they want 0 down or down payment assistance options. I got a phone number, which 80 for most ads that I see, and there's a few accounts that I manage, 80% are good phone numbers. If in your mind, you're getting too many bad phone numbers, that you're out of the ordinary. And it's probably because you're just not running enough, you're not generating enough leads. So to that point, my point is you got enough for follow-up because now I know, hey, Neil, this is Scott at XYZ Realty, and you responded to my ad on Facebook for getting a list of price reduced homes for sale and also for some 0 down and down payment assistance options. I got a couple of questions just to make sure we get you the right list and also to get you more information on the down payment programs. Your follow-up, it's easy, right? And I'm telling you, a lot of people still think they need 20% down. It's crazy. A lot of buyers think they need 20% down when they don't. And so when you can partner, you don't have to, but if you partner up with a lender for something like this, man, you're going to see, I think, your engagement get a lot better. All right. So I'm going to so any questions on that price reduced? Because that's a really good one. That is a really good one to run, whether it's on your own or with a lender, either way. So any questions on that before we move on to what is your home worth? Because we're not going to run the what is your home worth as a standard what is your home worth. We're going to flip it to be more of a kind of a pending just sold. So check this out. And this is in your account. It may look a little bit different, but it's on the landing page tab, top left, marketing tools. And Evan, I'll get to your question here in a little bit. Right after this, we'll get to that. And I'm also curious if that email may have dropped. So Facebook and Instagram ad, that will pop up right here. Yeah, dude, that's what I don't like. What is your home worth? It's really played out, right? I always tell people, I don't like iBuyer too much. I don't like the free home values for ads because and average lead cost is $20. Average lead cost, pending and just sold are by far way better than what is your home worth. And no one has heard me in the last year to say, oh, you should go run free home values, because I don't. But here's what I'm going to show you. Check this out. Lead ads. So I changed traffic to lead ads. And if you're like, wait, what was that language again around the pending or just sold? Go back to a pending listing, or if you don't have a pending or sold listing in your account, get into the mastermind group and ask, hey, Scott, can you drop in a screenshot or the text for a pending listing for me? I do know what it is. So I'm gonna say, another home just went pending in Folsom. This has, I think it's effected. Ask ChatGPT if you don't know. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to right click, open up my right click listings, open link in new tab, and I'm going to click on a pending listing that I've got. So and you can do for just sold too. I think either one is fine. And all I'm doing here is I'm just going to go copy and paste the text from that ad into the what is your home worth. And check it out. All of you have a pending listing in your sales area. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that there is or is not a pending listing in your area? Another home in Rockland, California is not expected to close soon. And this home will still affect your own value. Click below. And I'm just going to get rid of that text part. And then what am I going to do? And here's a little trick for everybody. Let me bring up ChatGPT. I'm going to show you something here. This is a really good hack. If you don't have a listing image to show, because I want to show a home that people are going to quote unquote recognize. So check this out. Here's a little hack. I'm on my other monitor, so give me a second here. And yeah, here we go. Give me a second. I'm just finding what I want to show you. Perfect. All right. Find the listing. All right. That's pending or sold. And I loaded it up, and I'm going to give you the prompt. So here's the prompt I used. So this is a pending listing. If you got an agent website, go to your IDX, find a pending listing, right? You can just right click, copy image, and paste it right into ChatGPT. Throw in that prompt. And what we want is this image is a listing from another agent. So we need to make it look different so that in this case, my client does not get in trouble using it, but still keep it photorealistic. Let's make it look more expensive for the Claremont area. Okay. And, there's the original. So that was the original. In fact, that was actually his listing. I just say it's not his listing because I want it to get even more different, but check it out. It threw a garage door here to the left. It made it look nicer, right? We got the window on top. We got still the door, but then AI ChatGPT put a little window to the right. It cleaned up the lawn a little bit. Still got the nice, beautiful trees. This is an AI image. And that would be awesome. So if I just download it, I'll just download the image. And let me get back to where we were. So instead of using this image here whatever, I'm going to do change image video. And I'm going to go upload. That was not probably the download. There we go. And now I've got a great image. Looks beautiful. All right, here's the ad. And what are we going to do? Let's just take a look at those questions real quickly again. One last time, under advanced options, create new form. Hopefully you're getting a little bit more comfortable here now. And that actually will change later when it goes live. Form questions. And now I want to go, all right, what 2 questions do I want? What is your time frame to sell? No, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to do this. Would you sell your home in the next 1 to 3 if you got the right price? See how AI can help you sell your home faster for top dollar. And I'm going to give you a phenomenal way that would work for a lot of people. Close advanced options. Create ad. Oh, I forgot location. So add location. So lead ad, location. I just copied and pasted from a pending or just sold listing. If I didn't have a listing image, and I even do this for my own images. So if you're one of those agents that takes your own photos, that's another story or topic of conversation. But especially for an ad like this, just run it through ChatGPT and say, make it look nicer. No problem. Create ad. All right. Everybody get that? Does that make sense? So now the ad, people are going to click on the ad and there's going to be two questions. What it was, right? Would you sell your home in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Yes or no? I think it's like maybe and no to that effect. And then it's, would you like to see how AI can help you sell your home faster or better or whatever it was? All right. It takes a minute. And let me share with you, give me a second here. I'm going to pull that off and I'm going to come back with it. I'm going to give you guys a phenomenal tip on using AI. And this is a bonus for everybody because in our expired huddle, we talk about this is an actual listing photo of an expired listing. And right, what do we know? What do we know about empty homes? Typically, they don't get as much of as many offers. They don't get as high of offers, and they're harder to sell, longer to sell. This is not good for the homeowner. If you ever see an expired home in your area, or you ever see a home, like you go through a broker tour, an open house, and you see that home is empty like this, I would put it down in my notebook to make sure I follow up once a week on that home because it very likely could go expired, canceled, or withdrawn. And when it shows up, not sold, all right, check this out. And this is where that question, learn how AI can help you sell your home faster for more money. Now, that's the exact same image, essentially. I've gone back and forth with both, and we did this in the class the other day. Yeah, the lighting is a little bit different, but the windows, the doorknobs, the back and forth, the back wall there, it's spot on. All right. And of course, when I market this, if I put that image in the MLS, I'm going to put AI staged, and then I'll put the other image that's empty, maybe, or maybe, I don't know. But for this image, if I'm using it in my marketing, if I'm using the MLS, I would put AI staged or AI enhanced. I would say AI enhanced staged photo. And then normally what I like to do is put in or recommend putting in this image right behind it. So that way they know, oh, okay, that first image was the room looking beautiful. And now this is the room as it sits. That's just ChatGPT. I think I got 5. So I'm not sure what the standard default free version is, but yeah, that was just ChatGPT. And my prompt was, without changing anything else, and such poor wording and spelling. It's embarrassing. But we were doing the class. I was trying to be quick with it. So my command of the English language there was a little bit suspect. Yeah. Here, just take this. Here, let me drop that in there. Without changing, let me just spell it for you. Without changing anything else, please stage this kitchen living area to be a bit more luxe. I'll try to spell it correctly. All right. So just copy and paste that prompt. And so here's the deal. You know where this can work really well? Even for homes that look nice, maybe check out the backyard or front of the house. Could the landscaping in the front look better? Could the backyard that does not have a pool? Could the backyard that has like a tiny little barbecue area have a bigger barbecue area? All right. You see what I'm saying? So when you get the photos, and this was another client, he was going to use it. He did. And this was one of the things that the sellers loved hearing about. It was a beautiful backyard, but it was just grass. And he was like, you know what? We're going to photograph it. It's going to look beautiful. He goes, I'm going to include some AI enhanced images of your backyard, one with a pool, one with like a barbecue area, so that people don't have a great imagination. They just don't. But if you see a picture as good as this is, you're like, oh wow, yeah, okay, that's. And to be honest, this was done in like under a minute. Would I, if I was going to actually put this in the MLS, I'd probably get a little bit more involved, and I may say, don't put the couch in front of the fireplace. That's weird. But for a quick image, this is phenomenal. Yeah, Chat GPT did blah. Chat GPT Ch- Chat GPT did this. All right. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Enhancing feel the home, expand the buyer's mind for what they can do. Exactly. Exactly. And so that's where, even if, so again, if I'm walking through and I see an empty house, again, I'm going to mark it down. Damn, this thing might just go expired, because we know it's hard for buyers to visualize. Even when I'm in the business of a home or in the real estate business and I walk through a home that's empty, I just walk through it and I just go, okay, great, whatever. Right. Cool. I'm out. But when it's nicely furnished, then I can visualize it. I want to hang out a little bit more. And so for the open, now if they come through on a tour, it's still giving me an empty house because it was virtually staged, not for real. But at least online, I can start loving it and really seeing what I would do with it if it's staged. And so my point being, even a normal home with like I said, could the front of the home look better? The landscaping, whatever, the curb appeal, could the back of the home be a little bit better? Does it have a pool, or is it big enough to put a pool in? Does it have a nice barbecue area, a deck or something like that? Could it use one in the AI staging? And then that way, whether you're in a listing presentation, you're talking to an expired, you're talking to a canceled, maybe you're talking to a FISBO, right? This is a great way to use AI. And again, getting back to that whole question, would you like to see how AI can help you sell your home faster for top dollar? So everybody good on that one? And lastly, I'm going to go to the dashboard. Let's just see if that was added yet. The new emails. Nope, not yet. Yeah, no, not yet. Okay. So again, go to the mastermind group, find that question or comment I made, probably near the top. Yeah, right here. So make sure you comment right here. And that way you're going to get you'll be updated, right? You'll get a little notification in Facebook. And actually, last thing will be, let me show you how to get to the mastermind group if you're not part of it. So let me just turn that off and go to marketing calendar. So marketing calendar right there. Resources, top right. And then right over here, Facebook Mastermind. Just go ahead and click on it. If you're not a member, it's going to have you, who you with, so on and so forth. Just fill that out. Somebody will get notified and they'll let you in as quickly as possible. And then you can come in here, like it and comment, and that way you'll get notified. All right. Any questions before we all get out of here? Everybody good to go? I hope you're all more comfortable. Let me know, put a yes in real quickly if you feel you're a little bit more comfortable in understanding how to change those questions in the ads and how to shape your follow-up based on the questions that you're going to add. Evan, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't mind. Let me hang out for a few more minutes. Listings. And hey, dude, if we need to add another question, I'm up for it. Let's just see what we got here. $1.5 million listing right there. Market listing, Facebook and Instagram ad. And so we're looking for buyers. They're going to be higher end buyers, obviously, because it's a high end home. The ad is going to autofill location. It'll take the location of the listing. All right. All this is good. Change the budget. But if you got $1 million listing, let's put a little budget behind that bad boy. $100. All right. Advanced options, create new form, and then form questions. Let's see what we got. If we got a high end listing, and are you working with the lender? How many would desired price range? Ultimate guide to buying a home. What's your monthly list of price? Have you been pre-approved? Yeah. I don't know, man. What do you think? what would be, let me go to ChatGPT, my other monitor. Let me pop this out. Let me add a new conversation. Let me bring it over. And I have $1 million listing and am going to run a Facebook lead ad. I want to add a custom question to the lead form for this luxury listing. What would be a great question to increase engagement with luxury home buyers? Now, ChatGPT already knows it's a 20-year marketing executive with yada. I mean, I've been doing this for long enough, so I don't need to put all that stuff in there. But let's just see if it gives us anything worthwhile. What draws you to most? Are you currently looking for your next dream? This one kind of interesting. I don't know. Depends on where you live. If there's no waterfront available, right, you don't want to edit that out. Yeah. If it depends on where you are, that could be an interesting question. Like if you're in Aspen, or if it's a listing up in Tahoe, right, in more of those kind of quasi areas where, there's people that live there, those people that vacation, that could be interesting. Would you like to be notified first when similar luxury listings hit the market? That could not be bad. That could be good. I don't know. Yeah, Evan. Well, yeah, Evan. No, I totally agree, dude. Yeah, I like the time frame one. Let me refresh this real quick. Ugh, drives me nuts. All right, hold on one second. Let me open it back up again on my other monitor, and let me bring it over. Give me a second here. I'll be right back on the screen. And give me a second. I'm going to bring it over. There we go. Sometimes my monitor loves to blow up my browser. This one's not bad. This one's not bad depending on the area. And these are okay. Anything more engaging? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, time frame I'm with you. I always like time frame for both buyer and seller. And you don't want to ask time frame +2, it's a time frame +1. Otherwise you lose a lot more people. And this one's solid. I just wonder if we could get better. I'm going to drop it in there. I think you can copy and paste. I think you can copy that right there. Again, for any of you that are in those kind of areas, like where I live, right? There's no vacation homes where I live. But if I lived up the road in Tahoe, then that might be appropriate. Neil, if you're still on with us in LA, could be appropriate. When you imagine your next home, this is starting to get a little bit too involved. Like they're just clicking a Facebook ad. They're not expecting to sit here and start visualizing. So I don't like that vision trigger. Lifestyle mirror. No. If I'm an agent in Miami where I've got teams all over the country, beachfront golf course, again, that's so very specific. Have you been actively searching for a home or just want it special? I don't even get what that means. The VIP invitation could be interesting. I'm going to pop that in there. What do you picture pulling into? If we could find a home that fits your life, what would make it the one? Ooh, that could be good. Actually, I like that one. I just put that into the chat. Okay. I think we got a few. And Evan, by all means, please, if you come up with another idea, just get yourself over to the Facebook mastermind group. Go ahead and type it in there. Hey, Scott, you can always tag me, right? Got Pierce. That's me. Yeah, let me know what you think. Or even, dude, even if you just have, what about this idea? Like, just give me an idea to play around with. But I might just add a couple of those questions in there because there's a couple of solid ones in there. I like that one for about the preview, right? Would you like to be invited to the FOMO exclusivity? I liked a lot. And there's a couple of other ones there too. So, anyways, let's go get back to work. As soon as those 2 emails drop into the system, I'll let everybody know. Have a phenomenal day. Talk to you soon. All right, Evan. Yeah, thank you, Evan. I appreciate that, dude. Have a good one.